It was a historic week for myself and absolutely no one else on Earth as the Fantasy Gaming League officially began action. So with the help of this royalty-free electro rock bop, let's get into the highlights! We begin in New Jersey, Islanders in town to play the Devils. Benoit Hogue shows off the trick to NHL 95, just rammed the goalie face on with no regard for the consequence. Islanders win a barn burner, 1-0 in OT. We go to Montreal, New York Rangers versus Montreal Canadiens. Jeff Boogaboom just rams the goalie face on with no regard for human life. Mark Messier cleans up the rebound, which would be the only highlight. Rangers win 1-0 in regulation. I think we all see where this is going. Ottawa versus Los Angeles. Ottawa scores the classic NHL 95 delayed penalty goal where they get both the goal and the penalty. Sens go on to shock Wayne Gretzky and the Kings 3-0. We head to Dallas, St. Louis in town to play the Stars. Al McInnes, savvy veteran. He's played NHL 95 before. He rams the goalie. Blues beat the Stars 1-0. Washington versus Boston now, and we have a hockey play. Randy Burridge, spinorama, great save, John Casey, and come on. Capitals beat the Bruins 1-0. Onto a star-studded affair, Vancouver versus Buffalo. LaFontaine, Roning, Cordnell, Howardchuk, Bure, McGillney, Hasek, Kirk McLean. Surely this will be the offensive explosion we've wanted. Defenseman Craig Mooney scores the only goal off a terrible giveaway. Sabres best the Canucks 1-0. But on the plus side, if you have Craig Mooney in the pool, over to Anaheim, Winnipeg Jets versus Mighty Ducks. Nelson Emerson knows the trick to NHL 95, scoring the controversial goal/goalie interference penalty combination. Despite this highly illegal maneuver, Jets top the Ducks 1-0 in regulation. Over to Hockeytown, San Jose versus Detroit. Defenseman Jeff Norton knows the trick to NHL 95. And the Sharks will add another, and after eliminating Detroit from the 93-94 playoffs, they stun the Red Wings 2-0 to open the 95 season. To Chicago, Blackhawks versus Lightning, where Tony Amonte shows off a bold new strategy, ramming the goalie. We're going to show you the ensuing face-off for some reason. Chicago tops Tampa Bay 1-0 in regulation. Maple Leafs versus Flames. Gary Roberts gives the puck away to Doug Gilmour, but he gets it right back! And after a scrum in front of the net, puts thine biscuit into thine basket. You know what, that one at least resembled a hockey play. I'm pretty okay with it. Calgary would add another absolutely god-awful, disgusting goal and defeat Toronto 2-0. We head to the happiest place on Earth, Hartford, Connecticut. Flyers versus Whalers. Jeff Sanderson scores to make it 1-0 in the third. That's it, right? Wrong! With 8 seconds left, Mark Recchi, he knows the trick to NHL 95. Flyers tied at 1. OT, Eric Lindros, he knows the trick to NHL 95. Philadelphia completes the first comeback in Fantasy Gaming League history, defeating Hartford 2-1 in overtime. And if you thought that was something, we head next to our surprise game of the week. The lowly second-year Florida Panthers hosting the high-powered attack of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr, Luke Robitaille, Ulf Samuelsson, and of course, Kjell Samuelsson. Pittsburgh starts the proceedings with a typical grotesque NHL 95 goal, but off the ensuing face-off, Florida's Andre Lomakin responds with a typical grotesque NHL 95 goal. Still in the first period, Panthers veteran Stu Barnes scores a halfway decent little thing. I mean, at least he went backhand. Second period, Ronnie Francis responds. Oh man, Van Beesbrook, you gotta have that one. 2-2, we head to overtime. Mario Lemieux back to the point, and he tips in the game winner. Of all the goals so far, that was the most like hockey, arguably. Penguins over Panthers, 3-2 in overtime. We head to our first shootout. Oilers versus Nordiques. Tied at 1 after OT. What is that garbage? That's not allowed in any league. We're going to count that one. And Bob Beers, after Shane Corson's highly illegal goal, is going to display another highly illegal goal, as none of these things should count or exist in real hockey. Oilers win a terrible shootout, 2-0. Moving on to the standings after week 1 of the Fantasy Gaming League, reminder that the FGL uses a 3-2-1-0 system, meaning regulation wins are worth 3 points, overtime wins worth 2, overtime losses worth 1, and regulation losses worth 0. By virtue of their huge chunk down of the Kings, Ottawa currently sits atop the NHL standings, although this will obviously and drastically change over the coming weeks. Moving on to the week 2 schedule, we've got some interesting matchups on deck. But the game of the week is obviously clear. Ottawa versus Florida. Just kidding. The game of the week is Pittsburgh versus Detroit, with star power such as Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr, Luc Robitaille, Steve Yzerman, Sergei Fedorov, and of course, Kjell Samuelsson.